Stitch Cutie, I'm Brittany with Stitches of Love Quilting, and welcome to the video tutorial for making this adorable vampire Itsy Bitsy. This is the featured design for your September 2020 box, and you'll have it in time and make it in time for Halloween so you can hang it up and celebrate. So let's talk about what you need to have to get started. Of course, you'll have your embroidery machine and your hoop loaded with a medium tearaway stabilizer. I want to let you know I'm using something new this month, and it is the medium tearaway stabilizer from our friends at Sulky. So I'm just going to give you my live reaction during this tutorial. From the feel of it right now, I think I'm going to be really pleased. So of course you want to have all your fabrics from your kit. So you have all your pre-fused laser cut applique pieces. What I've done is gone on and peeled the backing off of them, and I have them in a nice neat little pile so I won't lose anything. Then I have all my fabrics from my kit. So you have your little hanging sleeve, your single fold binding. I'm going to set that aside. You have your fusible batting, and then you have the fabric for the front and back of your Itsy Bitsy. And what we're going to do now is load the file for the back of our Itsy Bitsy. We're going to make that first like we always do. So I'm just going to press my fabric. And what you want to do is just have one of your fabrics ready. That's going to be the back of our Itsy Bitsy. We're going to set the rest aside. And then we're using one spool of thread for the entire project. Look at this. We stitch everything in black. How fun is that for Halloween? So you just need your one spool of your black thread. I'm using a Sulky 40 weight black thread, which is color number 1005. So let's load that on your machine. Get your file started for the back of your Itsy Bitsy, and let's get started. Okay, so the first step of the back is a rectangle stitched in the center of your hoop. You're just going to take your orange fabric. You're going to put it over that, and you're going to give it just a little bit of tape to hold it in place. What your machine is going to stitch now is that same rectangle again, which is going to be your trim line at the end of the project. And it's going to give you the applique outline for a little bat, which is the accent on the back. And you do have two bats in your kit. The bat that's on the back is the smaller of the two. Okay, so this is what the back now looks like after the second step, and I want to show you. Remember I mentioned just before that there are two bats. See the smaller one? That's the one that's for the back. This one goes on the moon on the front. So all you're going to do is take your little bat and line him up. He's just so cute. Get him right inside that line and give it a press. So I'm using my Steam Fast Travel Iron. I love to use this because look how great it fits in my hoop. Even a little 5x7 hoop, it's great. So we're going to put this back on, and the machine is going to do a buttonhole stitch all the way around the bat for us. All right, take a look. Your little bat is stitched. It looks so good. I love it. I'm loving this stabilizer. Oh, awesome. So what I'm going to do is just unhoop this. We're going to finish this off at the end. You want to get your next piece of stabilizer, and we're going to hoop that. There we go. And now you're going to load the file for the front of your Itsy Bitsy, and again, keep that black thread on. Okay, so just like the back, the front has the first step of a rectangle. And what we're going to put in place here, we are going to fuse our fusible batting to our fabric, just like so. This is for the front of our Itsy Bitsy. So there we go. Just get that nice and fused. And then what we're going to do is put this so that the orange and the batting are totally covering that stitched rectangle for us. And again, a little bit of tape to hold it in place at the beginning. There we go. And we are going to take it off before we iron any of the pieces on, because a lot of these pieces go pretty much to the edge. So again, keep that black thread on, and the machine is going to give us the first round of applique outlines for the front. Okay, so now you have two applique outlines. So the first one that we're going to put down is the large moon. And what you want to do is just make sure that you have it in position everywhere. All right, and once that is nice and lined up, just kind of finagle it for a second. There you go. I always like to make sure on a big piece that I have it fully in place before I start ironing. And then I just work my way down. There we go. And if you ever have it where you feel like maybe you don't have it in the right spot, while it's still hot, just take a little something and you can just reposition it a little bit if you need to. There we go. And then give it a little press if you've moved it. And now the next piece we're gonna put down is right over here, this fun little stripe of his little vampire cape. So give that a press. There we go. We're gonna put this back on, still with the black thread, and now we're gonna get 3 more applique outlines. It's gonna give us the little lime green or triangle right here. It's gonna give us the other part of his cape, and of course our bat. Okay, so now let's iron these 3 pieces in place. There's no over or underlap right here, so it doesn't matter which piece you iron on first. So just make sure you have your bat in place, and we'll start ironing it one side and working our way over. And then the little lime green, guess this would be his shirt technically, wouldn't it? So give that a press right there. And then this piece right here, and I have to say, so far y'all, I'm really loving this sulky stabilizer. I think it's gonna become my new favorite. All right, there we go. So now we'll put this back on, and the machine is gonna give us another round of applique outlines for us. Okay, so now you have 4 new applique outlines, and there are some over and underlap areas right here, so I want you to pay really careful attention to put your pieces down in the right order. So what you want to put down first is your purple portion of his cape down here in the bottom left corner. So we're just going to press that into place. Now we're going to put this black dotted portion of his cape, and just make sure you have it lined up everywhere. There we go. And then you will put down your 2 purple pieces for his cape as well. So just make sure we have that nice and lined up. And I'll go on and put this piece in place as well. There we go, and this comes all the way to a nice little point over here. All right, let's give those 2 pieces a press. So now when we put this back on, the 2 applique outlines that we're gonna get are going to be the little yellow circle, and then of course his face. Okay, so let's put these 2 pieces in place. I wanna point out that it looks like they might overlap, but they don't. They come right up next to each other. So you just wanna make sure that you have the 2 pieces perfectly in place before you iron them. So there's the face, and now this little golden circle. See, it like almost touches. There we go. So now we're gonna put this back on. We have 1 more applique outline, and I bet you can guess what that is. It's his hair. Okay, let's iron this last piece right in place right here. There we go. I'm just gonna hold it kind of on the points. I'm gonna iron the big chunk of it first and then work my way down. There we go. So when we put this back on, again, still with that black thread, the machine is gonna stitch everything for you. So all of your buttonhole stitching is gonna be completed. And then of course, his little smile. And then we'll be back to finish off the project. Wasn't that fun to watch your machine stitch that? I love when it's like all one color and it can just do a whole bunch of stitching. So now it's time to trim the front and back of your Itsy Bitsy, and it's time for you to add your buttons on and then go back to your pattern and finish it off with your binding and of course the hanging sleeve. So like I said, I'm using a new stabilizer today. It's our a medium tearaway stabilizer from our friends at Sulky. I love all things Sulky, so I'm imagining I'm going to be just as happy with this as I am the other items, but you're gonna see live how I like it when I tear it away. So far in the hoop, I've loved how it's held up in the hoop. I really appreciate, compared to the other stabilizer I've used in the past, I like the transparency of it. I think that's gonna come in really handy, especially when I'm doing my zipper bags every month with the Appliqué Club. I bet you'll like that too. So we're gonna trim this. We're gonna see. I'm just gonna do it live. If I don't like it, you'll know. So hopefully I like it, because I don't want to hurt our feelings of the friends at Sulky. So let's see. All right. So trimmed nicely, stitched nicely. Oh my, that tears away like a dream. Look at that, y'all. Oh, yes, please. Okay, that was awesome. Let's do the front. This is just the live little testing. hey mom, I'm filming, you're coming in. This is my first time using the sulky stabilizer. And so everyone is getting live feedback. Well, I guess I'm filming this, but you know, live enough on if I like this stabilizer.
Are you liking it?
So far, I really, really am. I like the weight of it and the hoop. I like that it's a lot more transparent than what I normally use.
Yeah, it is.
So far, let's see, y'all. I have one more trim and then you're gonna get to see. There's not a lot to tear away on this part of the project, but I'll tear away a little bit inside the stitches just to give you some feedback on how I like it. Let's see. It cut like a dream. Oh, doesn't that tear away so good?
Yeah, nice.
Can y'all hear that? It just like pops right out. I love it. Look at that.
Where has this been all my life?
I know. Where has this been all my life? I'm loving it. Okay, Sulky. Way to go. Look at that. Okay, y'all know I never tear my stabilizer away that close. Look how good that is.
And let's see the stitches on the front.
Oh, this is game changing. Yeah. Yeah, mom always worries that when you tear it away, it's going to hurt the stitches. But look, it didn't at all. Look. Oh, yeah, y'all. Get yourself some Sulky. I think we'll add it to the website, to our favorite notion. So you saw it here live.
So Dracula's flying blind, isn't
He
he?
is. So now what you'll do is go back to your kit and you're going to grab your buttons. And so you have 2 eyeball buttons and you have 2 little vampire teeth buttons. You're going to sew those on. Then you can fuse the front and back together or just use your binder clips to hold them together. You'll do your hanging sleeve and your single fold binding like always. And then you have a cute little vampire Itsy Bitsy. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And gosh, y'all, let's grab some Sulky stabilizer. Happy stitching.